It was a Thursday morning, and I was sitting on the couch, staring at my cabinet. That had become a habit. After all, there's only so much you can do to pass your time when you've become old. It was a cabinet of all the things that are dear to me. They are my most precious possessions. A photo of my wedding some 42 years ago. A music box that had been an heirloom since my late grandfather. Snow globes and statuettes from my travels, trophies, and more. As I was staring at my cabinet, I started hearing something. An uneasy noise. That was the first time I saw it. The plague. I had no idea where it had come from, but there it was, that hideous black form. It had slowly started wrapping itself around my precious music box. Ah, that noise. I looked away, thinking it was some trickery, but it seemed to grow bigger whenever I turned away from it. I was baffled. I rubbed my eyes, and it grew again. I had no choice but to keep looking at it, believing that as long as I kept staring at it, it wouldn't grow. I woke up and realized I had dozed off on the couch. It took me a while to come to my senses, and then I remembered. I looked at my cabinet and saw a strange black cuboid in the place of my music box. The plague had consumed it. I knew it was the music box. I could still hear a faint sound coming out of this strange cuboid form, but it was muffled and distorted. I thought maybe it was just my mind playing games with me, so I went for a walk, expecting to return home to see my music box again. The doctor had asked me to walk regularly. "It'll clear your mind," he said. I took the same path every day. It had become a routine. Walk to the park, spend some time there, then a few minutes outside the church and back home. And it was that noise again. I was scared, but I was also curious. I followed the noise. It was coming from the church. I went closer, and there it was again. The plague. It was slowly wrapping itself around the church. I had enough. It was just a dream, I said to myself. Gave myself a slap, and it was gone. The plague had disappeared. And so it was my imagination. I walked back home, happier than I had been the past few days, and greeted my neighbour William, which was almost a routine now. I went inside my house and sat on the couch. And there was that noise again. But this time, it was louder. And the cuboid was still there. The noise was now coming from somewhere else too. It was coming from my wedding picture. The church had turned into a cuboid. I woke up the next morning, and there were a lot more cuboids. My wedding picture, my music box, I couldn't recollect what half those cuboids were previously. It was almost as if they'd been cuboids all along. I tried staring at them again, but this time, as I kept staring at them, the noise started to grow louder and louder. It was like someone was hammering a nail in my head. It gave me a headache, and I couldn't look anymore. The next day, the cabinet had disappeared. In its place was a large cuboid, bigger than all the ones before. I started panicking. No one else was seeing the cuboids. I had asked William the previous day if he had been affected by the plague as well. He looked at me like I was crazy. Wait, where am I? How did I get here? I was suddenly standing at the middle of the road, almost hit by a car. Nothing made sense, and it only made me angry and scared. Someone stopped their car, He told me his name was William, and he was my neighbour, and they would drop me home. I sat in the car. He kept asking me what had happened, but I did not want to engage in a conversation with a cuboid. As I stepped out the car, there was no trace of my home. All there was a huge black cuboid.